Hello everyone, welcome to Grace Hollow Rabbitry. I am PJ, and today we're going to continue with evaluating some of those weaned kits. Today we're going to look at DeQueen and Marks. Now DeQueen is a broken black registered Grand Champion doe, and she was bred to Mark, who is a registered blue buck. But before we look at that litter, I wanted to take you and show you the creek real quick. Alright, so this is where I brought you through yesterday, and it's been a little more than 24 hours, maybe 25, 26 hours, something like that. And as you see, the creek has receded quite a bit. Now we do have down here, well, you can't see it in the camera, I don't think. Wow. Darn. I don't see it in the camera. Maybe it show up on screen. I don't know. But we do have a couple down trees that's crossing the creek now. So the rains knocked those down. The soil got too loose and too soggy, and the tree just fell over. But it's definitely receded. This is where it was bubbling over and coming up into the yard right here. And it did wash away some more of our property. Got a big old section there that's been washed away, and we'll have to be very careful about walking on the edge of that from now on, because it's washing away on inside. There's my heap of debris, and then here's where the garden was. You can see it's receded and not dry, but it's not muddy or standing in water either. That's where we burn brush. And then that's where the carport used to be. All drained. So everything's good. Oh wow. Look at that. Yum. I think I'm in for a little snack before we evaluate those kits. Look at that bright red juicy strawberry. Yup. Tastes as good as it looks. Maybe better. Alright, let's look at some bunnies, right? Okay, here we are. This is actually buck number 2. And we're going to show him off first. These guys are 8 weeks. So ideally they should be between 3.5, 4.5 pounds. This guy right here was 4 pounds on the mark. So he is right on target. And I tell you what, I really like this guy. He's just very well balanced. He's just well balanced. He's got a nice rise out of the shoulder. He's got a smooth, round top line. Gently curves at the top of the loin, and then comes straight down and full at the table with a nice little tail. Good job. Body-wise, I really like him. He's got depth. He's got top line. And he's got width. We'll show you that. Here we go. He's got a lot of width there. And he comes straight to the table. He's full down here. I think this guy's going to mature and be a really nice buck. Now there's 2 things I would change about him if I could. One, I would clean up his markings a little bit. Now, his markings aren't bad. Judge probably would never say anything, but he does have some stray white hairs in his black patches, and that's common, but ideally you want them crisp, and so if I could, I would clean that up. The only other thing, and unfortunately this will stop him from being shown, DeQueen's litter knocked the feeder off when I had just weaned them. We had 5 kits. They had knocked off the feeder. They jumped out of the hole, all but one. And we found them. Well, one stayed in the cage. It didn't go out. 4 got loose. We found 2, which was this guy and actually the other buck. The black buck and the broken buck are the 2 we found. And the other 2 we found remains. Either the dogs or the hawks or something else got them before I did. So we ended up losing 2 because of that. So anyway, while he was loose, somehow or another he injured his eye. Now you probably can't see it in the camera. Anyway, as a result, I don't know, he's got a little light spot in his eye, so I assume that little patch in his eye is probably blind. But it's not going to affect his breedability whatsoever. It just makes it to where he can't be shown. And at 4 pounds at 8 weeks, this guy's going to be a nice sized buck. I really like him. I won't be able to keep him for myself because I like to show my bucks and I want to make sure they're registered. And since he's got that damaged eye, he can't be shown or registered. But he's going to make one heck of a nice stud. I like him a lot. Alright, and then we have buck number 2. And like I said, ideally at 8 weeks, we want 3.5 to 4.5 pounds. Ideally right at 4 pounds. 4 pounds would be ideal. This guy is going to have to go on a diet. He was 4 pounds 12 ounces. So he's, max should have been about 4.5 pounds. Because, I mentioned in the last video, if they gain weight too fast, it's hard to show them because they bump up classes due to weight while they're still way immature, as we're doing with DeSoto right now. DeSoto is so massive and so big. At 4 months, she was 9 pounds on the dot. So I went ahead and showed her as a junior, but she was so much younger because some of the other juniors, her size, were 6 months old. And here she was 3.5, 4 months old and not able to compete with those 6-month-olds because she's just immature with a baby coat. Even though she has size and definitely got type on her, she's just very immature. Well, now I'm having to show her as an intermediate. She's 4 months old, maybe 4.5 now. And I have to show her as an intermediate because she's 9.5 pounds. So she's over that weight for a junior. Anyway, I've already explained that in the last video. DeSoto is Jake and DeQueen. And this one right here is DeQueen and Mark. So these are half brother, half sisters. And again, we have this buck, 8 weeks old. He's pushing 5 pounds. He's 2 weeks ahead of where he should be. So I'm going to have to watch him. Now again, just like DeSoto, man, I really like this guy. He's got depth, he's got width, body type, he's gorgeous. A gentle rise. Now he might peak a little early. I think he peaks about right here. We probably want him to peak here. So he does peak just a little early, but I think that'll move back as he matures, because he's just 8 weeks old, guys. And so that will move back as he matures, as it often does. Now, beautiful, beautiful top line. We'll turn him around. Look at that width and that fullness. There's no catch on the hips. He is nice and round all the way. Again, this guy, I'm needing a black buck, and this might be the one I end up keeping. And now I have that black buck out of Everlong and Washita, so I'm going to be watching these two, because right now I have a lot of litters to look through still. But so far, these two are really looking good. Downside to this buck. I would not show him. In my opinion, he has too many scattered white hairs. There's no white spots. Oh, let me check the belly. Whoops, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I don't see any white navel spots, so he actually looks really good. Other than, I doubt the camera will see it that far away. He has a lot of white hairs. I would call this excessive white hairs. So I would not show him, which is very disappointing. Now, I may take him with the expectation that he would be DQ'd for excessive white hairs and then still get an opinion from the judge. I might do that a couple of times. I really like this guy. I like him a lot. I really wished he didn't have all those white hairs. Unfortunately, that's pretty common when you breed a broken to a solid. And since DeQueen is a broken doe, we ended up with a lot of stray white hair. So, a nice guy other than that. I mean, there's a really nice guy. I wouldn't fault him on anything other than could be a little bit too fast growing. I know a lot of y'all would say there's no such thing, but I disagree. For showing, they can grow too fast. And I think this guy might be doing that, just as with DeSoto. But, boy, he is a lovely thing. I may consider keeping him, breeding him to DeSoto later on to get those fast-growing broken kits. Breed him back to a broken because of these excessive white hairs. Or breed him back to a very dark, solid black doe and breed out those stray white hairs. Anyway, nice guy. I like him. That brings us to the last one. This is our doe. And I really like this doe. She was 4 pounds, 8 ounces. So she was at the very top of that growth rate. Like I said, 3.5 to 4.5. She was at the top at 4 pounds, 8 ounces. So we'll have to watch her. But again, very nice doe. We got the gentle rise out of the neck. We got a nice little top line there. Rounds off and comes down to the table. Nice rise, nice depth. Again, might peak just a little early, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe she is right in line. Either way, if she is in line, she could be peaking a little late by the time she matures, because that peak tends to move back as they mature. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, I think she's actually right in line right now, so she's probably going to peak a little late when she's mature. And I'm naming this little lady Delight. I am going to be hanging on to her, at least for a little while. Nice and wide at the loin, wide in the center, nice and full at the table. Nice doe. Nice taper from front to back. Let me show you the taper from front to back. Yep. Can you pose that for me, Delight? Here we go. Here we go. Look at that taper front to back. Beautiful doe. Now she does have a few scattered white hairs. At this point, I would not call it excessive, and we'll have to watch. You know, that was one of the things I didn't like about Faith when she was a youngster. She had a lot of scattered white hairs, and I thought they were just too excessive, so I didn't show her. Well, as she matured, generally, as they mature, they get more of those scattered white hairs. And Faith did the opposite. As she matured, I don't know if it was when she had her first litter, but at some point, she's shed out those stray white hairs, and she has very few, if any, now. So I could hope that that's the case with her. Now, hers are not excessive. I would show her. I would not be embarrassed at all to show her. But I will have to watch those white hairs to make sure they don't get worse. So this is Delight, because she's such a delightful bunny, aren't you, girl? Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Down below, I'm going to leave a link to our website where you can find my show schedule. And here soon, I'm going to be posting some available rabbits for sale. So if you happen to see anything you like, and I'll be at a show near you, don't hesitate to get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to deliver them. I'll also leave a link to our Facebook fan page, where I generally make a day-to-day post so that you know what's going on outside the camera. What? Thanks for watching. Until we speak again, God bless. Come on, little girl. Let's go get tattooed.